Hello everyone. Am I audible and clearly visible to everyone? Can I have a quick plus one if things are working fine on your end? Just so that we can check if things are working fine. Okay, hi everyone. Okay, great to see so many people over here. Great to see that you guys are enthusiastic about learning DP. Hi Bhaiya, hi. Okay, great to see everyone. Okay, so this is day 0, right? We'll be starting with DP workshop for the next week, and I guess we'll be doing a lot of different stuff for the whole week. DP with legend, okay, nice. Okay, so everybody like feeling energetic? Everybody ready to give their 7 days to at least learn this particular skill? Sir, will you do this type of workshop for all topics? I at least will do it for now for DP. Let's see how things roll out, but yeah, it does take a good amount of time. We will do a lot of different things. चलिए शुरू करते हैं. Yes, we will. Sorry, note Fibonacci and coin change. Yeah, we will not do that. We will talk about Fibonacci, but maybe maximum for 3 to 5 minutes. That's the maximum. We're gonna talk about a lot of different things, and I feel the topics that we're gonna take up is going to be pretty much interesting. How's the Josh? Yes, how's the Josh, everyone? Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about the whole plan today, and we're gonna talk about different topics, stuff. What are the things that I'm planning? What all things we can potentially do? What all things would you like to kind of cover things? Okay. Discuss hard lead code problems. Yeah, we will do all these things. Don't worry. I have a lot of things planned, so let's kind of start right away with the agenda and stuff, right? Everybody can see me writing on the screen. Quick plus one if things are working fine. Is it enough for ICPC? I would not say for the hardest problems, but yeah, to a certain degree, yes, it should be enough for a lot of contests, and a lot of at least interview and coding tests should be done with this particular framework that we're gonna learn. Okay, so let's first start with like planning, right? What are we gonna do? Let's start with the plan, because a lot of you might not be sure that what all things are we gonna like learn in the flow, right? Day 1, we're gonna focus on just the basics. So day 1 is tomorrow, in fact. So day 1, we're gonna just focus on the very basics, and we're gonna talk about recursive modeling, right? So what is recursive modeling? It's like framing up the problem in a recursive way, and we'll be talking about a bit of recursion, a bit of backtracking, and mostly how do you structure things in DP, right? So that's the first thing that we're going to talk about on the first day. How do you form up recursions and all? So if you have time today, and if you are absolutely new to recursion, you can maybe revise up recursion a bit, like how do you write recursive codes and how they work, those basic stack and stuff. If you don't know about what recursion is, that is one small prerequisite that we have, that you must know about what recursion is. Rest everything we're going to cover. Okay. Yeah, if you don't have any idea about dynamic programming, that's still fine, but you should know a very basics of what recursive functions look like and how they execute. That's it. Okay, that's the basic. Backtracking you don't need. Okay, chalo. Next is we're gonna talk about day 2. Now day 2, we're gonna focus a bit more on deep dive on DP. So what we're going to do is we're going to take up some problems, and we're going to understand how do we actually model problems in DP, what works, what doesn't work, how do you think about creating solutions for new problems, how do you model states, how do you write codes, how do you print solutions if you have to do in a DP problem. These are some basic things that we generally require for DP, right? And we're going to deep dive into 2 problems, and we're going to see how you use them. Okay, next we have day 3. On day 3, what I plan right now is to cover the forms framework, okay, which I think framework, which is going to be, I think, one of the biggest takeaways if you are new to DP, or you have learned DP but like don't really think about it in a structured way. We are going to learn DP from basics, but mostly what we're going to learn is actually some set framework that can help you model any new problem given to you. Okay, so that's the like day 3 agenda, that we will set up 5 different forms. So these forms are something that you can say as patterns, or these are just like created by me to structure things up in your mind. So what we will do is we will learn 5 fundamental forms, okay, basic forms, okay, which is going to help you solve almost, let's say, 70% of medium-ish medium hard problems, and even almost 90% of interview problems that you guys face in general, any interview. Okay, and all of these for now we would be doing coding and structuring our logic in recursive mindset. Later on I will show you in the later days on how to actually model things in iterative way. Okay, will there be session on iterative DP? Yes, we will have that at lower days. I'm gonna come to that. Okay, let's take few things. Will there be session on iterative DP? Yes. Will there be timing from tomorrow? So I'm gonna talk about timings next. Will there be session on iterative? Hi bro, I'm not CP, I'm not able to understand it. Yes, you will be able to understand it. Okay, at least 5 new questions in homework. We will keep it in the range 3 to 5. Okay, because I don't think you guys can do more than 3 to 5 problems every day with watching the videos and maybe joining up for the live sessions at the night. So the next thing that we have on day 4 is essentially solving more problems. Okay, solving more problems. So DP is one of those topics that requires you to gain certain amount of experience on how do you model stuff, right? So whatever we have learned as forms, we will apply them in problems in day 4, right? Now what we do in day 5 is going to be solve good hard problems. So by the day 5 you would be moving to a stage that you will be able to think about any new problem, and we would be able to actually solve, in fact, any new problems thrown at you. Okay, to certain sense. If you want, I can show you guys certain previous year problems of different tests. I can show you certain interview questions that you want just in the doubt sessions, maybe in the live, just to see that if you can actually think about stuff or not. But by these 2 days you would be having enough context on how do you process a new problem. Okay, but again, the more examples you see, I would be cherry picking very good problems, though cherry pick is a DP problem as well, but we would be cherry picking really good problems and we would be solving them in these 4 and 5 days. This is what we'd be doing in 4th and 5th days. The day 6 that I have kept it reserved for learning some optimization, and this learning optimization includes, let's say, iterative coding. Okay, this is going to include, let's say, ideas like space optimization. Okay, ideas like transition optimization. Okay, so these are the things that we do on day 6, and day 7 is particularly for contest and all. Okay, are you talking about lead code difficulty level? Yeah, to certain sense, yes. Okay, I'm gonna take all the questions, guys. Don't worry. I'm gonna take all your questions. Don't spam. Okay, I'm gonna answer all your questions. Okay, so if you're on the stream and if you have not liked it, this all takes a lot of effort. Do like the stream, and we'll be talking about a lot of things today. Okay, so this is the plan for day 6, and day 7 is going to be a contest. Now there is this small change that we thought about, and we are gonna implement that for sure. Okay, the change that I'm planning is, day 7 is not going to be at the end of next weekend. I mean, it's not going to be the next Sunday. Okay, this is not going to be on 28th. Okay, earlier we had planned that, okay, you solve the problems for 6 days and then we have a contest. But what I realized was, maybe you might have somebody might have some test on some weekday, or you might delay on one day, and then you are not able to solve questions for that particular day, right? So what we do is we shift it to the next Sunday. Okay, and on that day we will have the full contest, so that you can actually compete with others. You are fully prepared with DP. You will get around 12 days for yourself to complete this 6 day of content, and to prepare even on your own from other websites if you want to, right? So 12 days would be more than enough for you to complete DP, though the content that I would upload is going to be for 6 days itself. Okay, and on the next Sunday after 26th, which is I think around 4th or 3rd, somewhere over there, whatever the date is, on that day there would be contest. You guys have registered. I hope everybody has registered, right? So the link is there in the description if you have not. So that particular thing is like, you will get the mails and all for the contest, so you don't worry about that. Okay, so that is going to be the contest, but first our focus should be on learning. Thanks Lash for posting the link. You can see in the chat as well. I can quickly pin this up as well. Okay, fine. So this is the plan for days. These are the next 6 days, and this is going to be the next Sunday. This is today's Sunday, next Sunday, next to next Sunday is going to contest. Okay, the contest is going to be on code forces. Okay, so now I'm going to take some questions from the chat, and then I'm going to talk about how the classes is going to be there, and how are things going to run. Somebody saying, sir, winner को referral मिलेगा क्या? I mean, if you perform really well, maybe yes. Will bitmask and digit dp be covered? So bitmask dp and digit dps are advanced forms. We will not cover them in this particular thing, but we will do it beyond this particular workshop. So maybe after that I will upload some sessions on YouTube post this, but no guarantees on that yet. I wish I didn't had semester exams from tomorrow. Oh shit, that's bad. But again, as I said, I'm gonna give you one more extra week to cover things. I just know about arrays, recursion, sorting. Yeah, that's like enough to a certain degree. That's enough to understand. सर गूगल बैग में को वर्टिकल रखो. हाँ रख सकते हैं. दैट इज गोइंग टू बी थोड़ा से इफ यू वांट टू शो गूगल स्वैग, बट एनीवेज दैट्स हाउ आई कीप माय टेबल गाइस. आई डोंट क्लीन इट अप प्रॉपर्ली, सो सब ऐसे मेस्ड अप ही है. प्लीज डेली कितने आवर्स की क्लासेस रहेगी? सो आई एम गोना अपलोड वीडियोस, सो इट्स गोइंग टू बी अराउंड मैक्स टू मैक्स 2 hours. ओके, आई थिंक गुड अमाउंट ऑफ कंटेंट्स टेक 1 to 2 hours, in somewhere in that range. And there would be some practice problems which will take you around 2 to 3 hours as well if you actually devote it properly. But like it might take lesser or two for some people. It might take more too. Nobody can guarantee you a time on questions. But we will talk about these things as we go on. So in every day I will tell you these are the problems and these are the things that we're gonna do about, and you're gonna solve them accordingly. Tabulation covered on day 6. As I said, iterative coding will be covered on day 6. Okay. Sir, today you will cover recursion. So I'm just gonna talk about few things today and just see how many of you know about these stuff, just some maybe MCQs and all. But we are not gonna learn something today. Instead, it's going to be just logistics, how we are planning things and how things are gonna look. So let's talk about timings as well, just so that you guys know what I have, like what is in plan. Let's say, so what I've planned is on around 10 a.m. I will upload the videos, okay, on my channel for the day. This is, I think, enough time for you guys to watch like from this. And then at 11 p.m. we're gonna have a live stream, okay, every day for the next 6 days. Okay, every day for the next 6 days we're gonna have the same schedule. 10 a.m. upload on the YouTube channel. Then the problems on the over here, you're supposed to solve problems on AZ platform, okay, algorithmic platform. And from 11 p.m. we're gonna have the live stream where we're gonna discuss certain questions, maybe take some follow-ups, do some MCQs, and just in case you're attending, maybe I'm planning to have one quick MCQ quiz in between, which would be having some goodies as prize. So that is also there, but it's not fixed yet. Sir, up to which topic we will study in this workshop? This is only DP. This is fundamental DPs, but when I say fundamental, that is to a good medium hard level. Okay, let's take some questions now. We can check it on USAGO guide. Yes. Will you be able to access videos later? The YouTube videos will be, yes, that's true. Sir, please make more videos on YouTube. Your videos are great. Thank you. From tomorrow, yes, from tomorrow's, can we have late or night days? Can we have alternate days? That would be difficult. Can we keep everyday live stream at 10? I will try maybe 10. 10:30 is the best we can do. भैया आप जो homework दोगे, yeah, so we will discuss some doubts and some ideas. Yeah, we will discuss the main ideas of those questions in live sessions too, but in a brief way. You will have the tutorials and all already there for those problems. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay. That's good to see. Yes, CCP में आपसे. Okay, so a lot of people who have joined through CCP, a lot of people, great to see. Okay, great to see everyone on the stream. Any prerequisite for this series for a beginner? So if you are a beginner, take today and just read about some recursions. You can see the community post. I had made this one post where I talked about, you can watch any YouTube series for recursion if you want to. That's just to give you more clarity on things. Okay, so that is going to be the main plan from tomorrow onwards. This is the thing that we're gonna abide by. 10 a.m. video uploads, 11 p.m. live streams, and problems on AZ platform. You're gonna get the links on your mails too when you have to see this. And this is mostly the logistics parts of the things. So now you know the timings. This upload videos on YouTube. Okay, AZ platform will be questions, coding questions. Live stream would be on YouTube. Okay, so everything would be there on YouTube. the videos part of things. Questions obviously we cannot have on YouTube, so no options. Okay. I think we have already talked about prizes before, but in case you don't know, check out the page. You have some prizes. There is 2 separate prize. One is social media prize, one is like contest prize. So definitely join up that, and do join up in the initiative to help spread the word about this workshop, because I feel not everybody knows about these kind of workshop, because not like you can have a limited reach we have a limited reach at this point in time. But like if you guys help us share the word about this workshop to more people will be able to join. And again, there is this small benefit, right, that you have more the registrations, the more prizes there is, right? Sir, make a Telegram group and announcement. So I think it would be on mail. You will get mails for everything. Okay, great. What will be the length of sessions? The length of sessions would be around 1.5 hours on an average. How many times does this series is going for? This is going to be there for 6 days. Yes, that's there. So that's the mostly logistics things for today. So some people are saying please start, too much talk now. Yeah, that is true. Today we are not going to do much of stuff. This is going to be just the basics of recursion, and I'm gonna expect you guys to know certain things in recursion, but we're gonna talk about very basic stuffs today. And I assume that from tomorrow onwards you are ready to kind of go through the content and all. But before starting up, I think I'm gonna kind of quickly go ahead and like debunk certain things that you might have known about DP. So everybody knows the full form of DP, right? Dynamic programming, right? So in DP, what are different terms that you have heard? I was seeing certain terms, which is, let's say, tabulation, right? One good question that I just now got: what is the platform that we will use, the language we will use? I'm going to code in C++, but DP is very like language independent, so it's not going to anything like affect your learning at all. Okay, it's all going to be loopy codes or recursion codes, so that's there. Okay, the main agenda today is to kind of set up an expectation and to understand what we're going to go through from tomorrow. So from tomorrow AM, you're going to get the first content, and that is the point where you should start learning. Okay, but again, I'm going to just quickly talk about few things, right? Yeah, today's session is only Q&A. From tomorrow 10 AM, we will have mostly like everything related to content, and like at night we will discuss DP questions. Okay, is 6 days DP enough to crack Google? To certain sense, I feel that if you go through this whole content and solve all the questions that is there, yes. How you become good? Okay, so not these questions. So let's talk about DP today. First talk about DP. At the end, I'm gonna like open up the forum and take any questions that you guys have for me. Okay, chalo, let's quickly talk about more things. The workshop is free or paid. Everything that goes on my YouTube is always free. Okay, बहुत सही. Chalo, let's talk about this. You have heard about the term memoization. Okay, what more? State transition. Okay, state transition. Give me more keyword, guys. I just want to know what all terms you guys have heard at all. Yes, that's correct, Piyush. 10 AM morning videos, then questions on the platform, and then this. Okay, tabulation. This is workshop enough for placements? Yes, it's enough for placements. Overlapping. Oh, I got the two very famous terms that we have seen: overlapping, subproblem, and what is that? Substructure. Yeah, optimal, suboptimal, like optimal substructure. Don't throw me random terms. Optimal substructure. Okay, and there are more and more terms. Many people might have heard something like forward DP, backward DP, and all sorts of things, right? What I'm going to talk about today is forget about thinking too many terms. Okay, 2D DP, 3D DP, so many things, right? Lots of things. Top down, bottoms up, right? Bottoms up. We're not going to do that in the live streams though. But what we are kind of focusing on for today is to actually think about DP just like a backtracking or a recursion problem. Okay, so when you are talking about DP, right, many people learn it in an iterative way. Okay, iterative means you are writing loops to solve the question. Okay, iterative way. Many people learn it in the recursive way. What we're gonna focus on is the recursive way. Reason being because DP is such a topic that is actually a recursive mindset that you have to use to break down the problem and then merge back the solutions. Only key thing added is that every time you break something and you compute the answer, you save it. That's the basic idea of DP. So DP is equal to backtracking plus caching. Okay, caching means saving the value. Now when I say backtracking, it is not a naive backtracking, it's more about formulating it smartly so that we can save them too. Okay, that's the thing. Now many people tell me that iterative is tough, which is true if you are weak in your recursive DP. If you are weak in your recursive DP, you will find iterative DP tough as well. But I'm gonna show you that if you know how to write recursive codes with a simple like step-by-step thing, you can convert it to iterative code. Okay, it's like an extra added step. So what we're gonna learn is a general method in which we can solve any problem. So anyways, this is something you're gonna learn later on in the frame as a framework, but I can give you a skeletal idea. So for any particular problem, there is a simple steps that we're gonna follow. Okay, for the next 6 days, please forget that you have learned iterative or recursive methods in some other ways. You can remember the standard problems, but try to understand what we are trying to learn at the core. The main idea that we want to get into is to learn a framework to solve any problem. So when you're dealing with any problem, the first step that we will do to solve any problem is actually recognize a form. Which form this particular problem lies in. Now you might be hearing me telling this form term multiple times. Hey Vivek, what is this form? What is this like form that you have been speaking about for so many times now? So it's just a custom made term for this particular workshop or for DP that I have been teaching, so that it can help you to remember things very easily and to help you solve problems much neatly. Okay, so this is what is going to help you model your mental ideas about a particular problem. The next thing is that we're gonna write what DP states are we gonna use over here. This is called states. The parameters in the function of recursion is going to be this. Yeah, you can also call this as patterns. That is true. And what is it's going to be its meaning. This is the second step that we're going to follow for any particular problem. What is the states and what's the state, what is the thing that we are computing. Okay, now there are many secret like observations that I've seen that I feel a lot of people miss around, which is like this is always 90% of the time the question asked. Okay, this is always 90% of the time question asked. Number two, there are only 5 primary types of patterns, which is going to help you solve 70 to 80% of the problems that you're going to need. Okay, so these are some things that you're going to see, and actually we're going to speed run through multiple different platforms if you want in the doubt classes too, that hey Vivek, let's go and solve some random questions, and we will see that how to use them in any random question directly, right? Unordered maps versus array, which is better for caching? Arrays are always better to certain sense. Okay, but if you can create them, name those 5 patterns. So we're gonna do something like object iteration, then we're gonna talk about ending DP, then we're gonna talk about multi-array DP, then we're gonna talk about LRDP or interval DP, sometimes people call it interval DP as well, and then we're gonna talk about game DP, right? So there are multiple such forms which we're gonna talk about, and throwing these names is not gonna help you at all. We're gonna see problems and learn through them, right? And these are not new names, these are just custom names that is going to help you to model things, right? So this is what is we're going to learn. There are more forms. I'm not saying this is the only thing. We have more complicated ideas like digit DP, tree DP, bitmask DP and stuff, which is going to be a bit more advanced. So maybe post this workshop we will do that on YouTube. But for this workshop, what we will do is we will do these 5 basic forms. And believe me, if you pick up any random DP problem on, let's say, platform like LeetCode, 90% chances that 95 or 90 plus percentage chances is that it is going to be fitting in one of these forms. Okay, only few hard problems are labeled, let's say, digit DP or bitmask DP and things like that, right? Sir, memoization is giving MLE in code. We'll learn how to tackle all these things, don't worry. I haven't learned DP before. Don't worry, we will learn from scratch from tomorrow. So how to practice on lead code, we'll take up all of these things. The next step that we have for these is transition modeling. Okay, transition modeling, this is the third step. Now when you recognize the form, it will actually make it easy to recognize states as well as transitions. Okay, the forms decide a lot of states and a lot of things about transitions, but again you have to be sometimes creative about things, and that is what we're gonna learn. Okay, somebody is asking me, hey Vivek, matrix chain multiplication will be covered in workshop or not? Okay, and things like this, let me talk about that too. I'm going to talk about that next, which is something called as, I'm going to already add it, classical, non-classical, and competitive. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these three classes of problems. Okay, next thing, DP is hard for you. Believe me, even the next 7 days is going to be hard for you, but if you go through that, DP would be easy for you for the rest of your life. Okay? I'm not saying that this workshop is easy or it's not going to take effort, okay? But if you do it, it is going to be easy for the rest of your life. That's what I can guarantee. Sir, what I have to do for attending this workshop and what are the prerequisites? I have already talked about that. Basic recursion, just register, you will get the mails and all. The fourth step is, yeah, somebody said save and return. Yeah, so some people have already learned this from me. Save and return, cache and return. Placement point of view, enough hai, bahut zyada enough hai. If you learn this, this is also going to be enough for your placements and all. I can guarantee you that. Out of comfort zone, guys, that is the simple rule for success, guys. And code. How do we code it? Even in code, I will give you a structure to follow every time you write a code that is going to be foolproof, right? Like many people find it difficult to what to return as a base case. What do we like? Do we add the things? How to save correctly? So I will give you a structure that you can follow in every problem, and it will be very simple. You will have to know what kind of base states that we use and things like that. Okay. Kill and run. Okay. Okay, we go to WhatsApp. Great to see, guys. First time learning DP like this. Yes, so this is something that I generally have taught before in my live classes, but this is first time I'm teaching this on YouTube, so this would be new. I guess most of you guys might not have seen it unless you have attended my live class before. For how long it's gonna run? It's going to be there for 6 days. That is the timeline. Okay. Where will you give practice problems? It will be on the AlgoZenith platform. Okay. Okay, stream lagging. Is anybody saying, is anybody thinking that the stream is lagging? No, right? You guys can hear me clearly on the screen as well. For which range is okay to use DP? We will learn all these things. Chalo. That's correct. We have more ideas over here. So this is going to be save and return is the fourth step of coding. This is TL check, time limit check. So a lot of you guys face difficulty in calculating time complexity, memory complexity of DP problems as well. That is what is the fourth step, and we will learn a simple formula for that, which is going to help you do these things. Okay, can timings be changed? I think no, the live classes would be at night only, and the videos would be, anyways, videos would be up, so if you miss it on a day, you can watch it on the next day, but try to keep it in the correct pace itself. Please also cover the strategy to how to printing questions of DP. Yes, we will do all of these things. When I'm teaching it, I will make sure that you learn all different variations. So the thing is, there are a lot of variations to things, and I feel people cover only few of them. I mean, in a sense that they are all classical problems. So let's come to the next thing. So there are 4 types of problems: classical, non-classical, and competitive. So classical problems would be things that you see on any algorithms book or any interview questions. Things like so don't get like tempted by these words for today. These are simple terms for known problems. Once you go through this workshop, these would be very, very easy questions for you. Okay, so there are things like problems like knapsack. There are problems like MCM or matrix chain multiplication. These are basic ideas which are there for as classical problems, and everybody prepares because these are famous for interviews. And what we're gonna do in this workshop is almost solve to certain degree 95% of classical problems very easily. This is the post benefit of the workshop I'm talking about, that you'll be able to solve 95% of the problems very easily. We will mostly learn things to solve non-classical problems, because this is where things become hard. Think about online assessments, right? How many of you think that online assessments are difficult? Let's say coding tests that happens for companies, because what happens is that interview questions are very repetitive from sites like LeetCode and all, but online assessments are new and they are like twisted questions of the classical versions. So what they do is they twist some states and just give it over there. So that is what we're gonna focus on, so that you can solve new questions on your own. Okay, so this is going to be the 70% part that we're gonna focus on. I mean 70% of questions you will be able to solve after this, because most of them come from the first 5 forms. Okay, and competitive is something which comes up as a competitive questions, which is like a decider questions in general, and that is also like going to be somewhat in the same range for this topic. Sometimes they are different in different topics, right? So this is going to be there. Yeah, so OA is tough, but I have never seen, like, this is the 5 basic forms, plus if you add 3 more forms, which is digit DP, bitmask DP and tree DP. I have never seen any question out of these forms ever in any OA yet, and I have seen more than hundreds of companies coding test yet. Okay, so that's there. Okay, so let's take few questions next. Yes, classical problems are, yeah. So I feel there are a lot of resources for classical problems, but what we'll be focusing is to how to solve any non-classical problem too, because we have to build that pattern in our mind and how to approach a new problem, rather than कि ये पता है कि नहीं. Many people ask me that, hey Vivek, if I don't know a question, can I solve it new? That's what, to certain degree, competitive programming and DSA difference comes into action. That how do you solve a new question if you have never seen that before? That's slightly the difference. Actually, I personally feel that there is no difference between the two terms. Just one is done in a competitive way, other is learned for interviews, and that's the only difference I see. Sir, always are extremely tough, plus people cheat, increasing difficulty. That's true. Nothing can be done on that. Unitary means, yeah, that is a good topic that sometimes comes up. We will learn about that later. How can I register? So there is this link that I've pinned. You can see the description. You can register from there. Okay. Yeah, SSDP is another type of standard form. Okay, but it doesn't come up in tests as such. Yeah, so it is going to help you master a lot of different DP problems, and I'm gonna show you many different ideas, so don't worry about that. So dekho guys, leave the resources of what to prepare and where to prepare from, what exactly questions do you need to read, to me. The only thing that I want you guys to do is to make sure that you guys give the time and solve it for the next 7 days. If you give that now, that will be enough. Okay. Is this workshop sufficient to attempt DP tag problems over 6? Yes, you would be able to attempt DP problems of around 1800 too on Codeforces. Is it free? Yes, it's free. You can join it with the link that is in the description. Any prerequisites? No, you don't have any prerequisites except recursion. Okay, so that is mostly like what I had in mind to kind of cover. How many of you have? So just quick question, okay? Everybody has seen the recursive form of Fibonacci once yet? If you have not, you can write a no, perfectly fine. How many of you have seen it? A quick +1 or a -1 if you have, or yes or no, that's perfectly fine with me. If you have seen basic recursion like knapsack and you know how recursion works, okay? So guys, if the answer is no, right, and if you don't know recursion, I would strongly recommend you to watch some video today to kind of just get a grasp of recursion and try to draw some like traces of recursion on how does that work, because that will help you strongly on solving many such problems. What we'll be doing from tomorrow is actually code a lot of things, and I'm going to show you how to code and stuff, and it's going to be a lot of learning, okay? But that is what is going to be the agenda. Yeah, if you don't know anything about DP, so what I personally feel now, there are two things that you generally have to learn, okay, in any particular topic, okay? One is its theoretical stuff, and the other thing is how to solve. Okay, there are two things. This is what is called as problem solving. Okay, there are two things in every topic. One is theoretical stuff. Let's say if you go into any let's say topic like DP, you will have theoretical stuff like this is forward, this is backward DP, this is, let's say, a certain kind of DP, this is a matrix chain multiplication problem, overlapping. So these terms, these jargons that we threw that we threw over here, na, these so many jargon terms that we have, these are like some standard terms that you might see. There are so many terms that people have created, where in the essence it's a very, very simple topic where you have to just recognize the form and apply. That's what I realize. Okay, so don't worry, what we're gonna do is we're gonna learn it from scratch. The only problem that I feel is if you know too much of DP, sometimes people feel reluctant to learn new thing. So that is one problem if you maybe already know, but if you don't know, then this is going to be very, very helpful. Okay, where is the community post? It is on my YouTube channel. Every video will be there on my YouTube channel, so I will create a playlist later, but it's going to be on the video section right now. No, TLE is not generally the problem, but even if that is the case, we will learn how to write iterative codes at the end. Okay, share the community post link. Okay, you can see it on YouTube now. The channel, thoda sa jao yaar, explore a bit. Saturated with DP. Don't worry, guys. This is something you might not have learned before. The way I'm gonna teach it. Don't worry. At what code forces level should I attend? You can attend if your rating is like 800 or 1002. It doesn't really matter. Will this series cover 3DP? No, I will not cover 3DP in this series, but post this. So that's mostly there for today. Guys, this was just a quick setting up the agenda and kind of timeline for the next few days. From the tomorrow onwards, you will have the videos at 10 AM. So do watch the video at the morning itself. Try to create a pattern for yourself that this is the time when you will sit. The best way to conquer such topics for such things like problem solving or DP or any like full DSA, you can say, is to build a regularity in practice. Okay, if you sit every day, you should be able to do these things. Okay, please accept my tool. Okay, can you suggest a video for recursion? I have added it on my community post. You can see the strivers playlist on recursion. That is pretty good. You can start there. You don't need to do it fully. Okay. Yeah, I can do easy medium problem on DP. Yeah, you will enjoy a lot. We will, I'm not saying that we will learn a very easy problem, but I will teach you in a way that you can actually comprehend even a harder problem directly. Okay. Yep. Okay, so that's mostly there. Now I'm gonna like quickly take up most of questions that you guys have. It's going to be rest is going to be Q&A for today. From tomorrow onwards, we would be talking about only topic. Okay, so please don't come with Vivek what is other topic that you're going to take these kind of questions from tomorrow onwards. From tomorrow on, we'll focus on DP. For today I will take any other questions that you have for me, any other things that you want to start or talk about. Okay, and don't miss out on the videos and watch it on the same day, because I generally feel that if you don't do it on the same day, the biggest benefit of any live class or any live workshop is that it has a momentum in it and it has a time deadline. Okay, you have to watch it today and then come to the stream at the night so that you can discuss things together, right? So that we can discuss things together. So that is a good kind of motivation to start with things. Do it properly and you will learn a lot. Okay. How can you identify whether it's a DP problem or not? We will learn that. First, let's learn basic DP and then I will teach you how to recognize as well. So, simple things. 10 AM tomorrow, you will get the first video. This is the plan for the next 6 days, the learning days, and then we will have certain live streams. So, I'm planning to do even covering, let's say, the AtCoder DP, CSS DP, if you guys are interested in that too. Maybe like post this 6 days, you guys can solve those questions on your own too, but still maybe I will take a speed run or I will do a quick live stream where we'll discuss those problems too in a very, very formish way. All those problems are of forms only, most of the cases. Some would be of the newer forms that we did not talk over here, but that would be enough for you. Okay. So that is going to be there. If you have already completed AZ 201's DP, then I think you have already covered these things. So it should be enough. That says. Today solved 1400 and oh great, that's great. We will see. We will have many challenging problems too. I will give you enough problems even at a range of 1900 or 2002. But they would be solvable with the structure that we are learning. Okay, Discord link is broken, very weird, but maybe I will share that up, post this on YouTube too. So join it tomorrow. I will add the link tomorrow as well. Is this going to be live? So the learning content that I'm going to upload every day at 10 a.m. is going to be like streamed. So it's going to be recorded, but it will be streamed live. And the 11 p.m. streams that we will have, or 10:30, I'm going to decide between the two, is going to be live. So I'm going to be there on just like this today, and we're going to discuss problems, we're going to discuss concepts, right? Will practice problems be available after 7 days? It's going to be available for this month at least. Yeah, it should be available even after that. Yeah. What is AZ201? So AZ201 is Algorithm. I think the competitive programming training, interview training. AZ301 is a superior one. I think let's talk about that for today. Advice for CP. Very generic question, guys. I have talked about a lot of such stuff on my LinkedIn. You can check that out. If you don't follow me on LinkedIn, do follow it up. I think I would make many posts in the coming days, at least for these things. Feel free to like kind of send me any suggestions that you want me to write a small blog on, and I would be more than happy to answer those questions on LinkedIn itself. Is this certified from Algorithm? This workshop is not big as a certified as of now, but do you think any certificate to this makes sense? Let me know. I can ask them then in that case. Advice for upcoming ICPC. I'm a pupil on CF. Okay, great. Okay. I'm new to CP. How can I improve my problem solving skills, and from where? By joining streams or workshops like this. That's how you can improve. Graph cutting here. Let's start. We are starting up with DP. We will do graph as well soon enough. Don't worry. That will also be on channel after live. Yes, we will do more and more stuff. Will the practice problems? Yeah, it will all be there. And don't worry, guys. I'm not stealing things out away from you. If I'm delivering something to you guys, it will be there. But the thing is that if you don't do, I personally feel that the first time you see a content and it's, let's say, of 7-day content, if you don't do it in the twice the time, so let's say if you don't complete it in 14 days, you're almost never going to do it unless like you have a test tomorrow or something like that happens, right? So that is the general stat that I have with me. Okay. No experience of DP. Can I still attend? Yeah, you can attend. Recursion is required. Just course review. Hey, don't ask me for course reviews and stuff, guys. I have not done any one's course yet, I mean, in details, except teaching in AZ's course. So I don't know any other course reviews and all. Okay, don't ask me those questions. We'll tag you on all 7 days with homework before live. That's great. What will be the timings? As I said, the videos will go live at 10 a.m. At night we will have discussions. Yes, skill seeker, guys. We will learn a lot of different skills, and that is going to be the main kind of takeaway. How much time? It's up to you guys. How much time that you want to give? No, this is not related to IQ. Someone is asking that. Not solving. Even if I'm solving enough problem, I'm not improving. Is it related to IQ? Some of very minor part might be related to it, but not most of it. Like I don't think that IQ plays a big role till, let's say, a 2000-ish level. After that, maybe if you want to go to red and all, IQ comes into action. Okay, great. Okay, fine then, guys. That's mostly things that I want to discuss. Will you take your take on Isaga guide? I am following it. It's a really good resource. I'm good with AlgoDS but can't perform good on contest. Okay, what board you are using? So board, this is called open board. This software is called open board. I draw on that, and like I have a drawing tablet to draw like this, I mean, with a pen. What book you referred preparation for ICPC? Guys, I have made, so do like kind of explore the channel a bit. I have made certain videos that I feel I will not be repeating myself like a recorded tape on every video. I have answered a lot of questions that you guys might be asking, and maybe even make more such frequently asked questions answers on my YouTube channel, like books, resources, websites, how to start, beginner playlists, things like this are all on my YouTube channel. Check that out if you have not kind of seen it yet. Okay. Still, IQ is so good. No, I would not say that I'm not like IQ doesn't play an action, but yeah, like it has been a good amount of practice. Like I have practiced CP for way good amount of time. But what I feel is that if somebody would have taught me this in 7 days, my 2 months of effort would have been saved by going through everything. And like, so what we generally do now is, let me give you guys some philosophy. Okay. Let's see if you guys relate to this. Everybody knows what is deep learning. Do you guys know what is deep learning? Do you guys know what is neural network? Things like this. Some things like this. Do you guys know what this is? How many of you know? Let's see. Quick check. You guys know MLDL, right? So let's say that what we have in our mind for every topic, let's say for DP, we have certain mapping, okay, which takes a problem as an input, okay, and we try to figure out that what is the best matched previous knowledge. We connect the dots. So this is what you can say as connecting the dots, and we sometimes get some solution idea out of our mind, right? Solution idea. So what typically we try to do, okay, what like usually we do in our general practices is throw in a lot of problems, try to generate solution ideas. Then finally, if you are not able to see the final solution idea, and then back propagate it to understand, okay, this is what my logical problem was. And then after multiple training, what we do is finally we figure out, okay, this is the way to think about DP problems. That's what we usually do. Whereas what this workshop is kind of trying to do is, I'm going to take my DP learnings that I've trained on multiple things, basically my initial weights, which I have built with practice, and I'm going to transfer directly that to you. Okay, and then you need to do certain fine tuning on the model to make sure that you can solve the problems on your own too. Okay, not the same model is going to work for everyone. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to give you the weights of my model that I've trained, that this is how I think, this is how I model the problem, this is how I think about this particular problem, and then you can finally tweak the model a bit to make sure that this is how it's working. Okay. So do you enough course for CD center? Yeah, that's more than enough. Yes, it will be made to C++. Yes. How many can spend CP? So this is how things work. I mean, in fact, this is one big piece that I feel is a part of the big circuitry. Do you know how the mind works for competitive programming? I mean, this is just one part of the circuit, right? This is just the neural network for DP topic. Do you want me to build the whole circuit board for the mind? That's just one of the examples. I can build you the full circuitry of the mind, what all things are gonna come up and what all things come up. Maybe this is gonna be a good topic for a separate video. I don't feel that we can kind of cover up everything just within time, but essentially what I can talk about is how does mind works for this kind of thing and how you can train more efficiently for these things, right? Short circuit, yeah. So there are these DP topics. You can think about more such models into actions. There are more such things, but then there is going to be a decider which decides for every problem which topic it goes into. That's again a separate neural network. Then you have a reading unit which reads the problem and extracts out the key learnings of the problem. Then you have certain ad hoc observer, right, which kind of spins off new observations and throws it in the knowledge base that you currently build, and then that is thrown into this. Then how do you code? There are like, I can build a full circuitry right over here, but that would be very difficult to do today. So maybe I will make a separate video on this one. Okay? So it's just an analogy for you guys to kind of keep in mind. But yeah, how does memory come into action? Long-term and short-term memories, right? There are two kinds of memory that works even in competitive programming. One is short-term, which is like recent solved problems, and one is long-term, which is like hard, interesting solved questions that you remember for a very long time. How can you leverage both of them to the best? How can you train this network very efficiently? These are some things that we can talk about, but let's first focus on DP. Okay guys, then that would be mostly all for today. I don't want to make you guys sit for longer than like an hour for today, because we don't really have a full learning agenda today. From tomorrow onwards, we'll do a lot of things and we'll learn a lot of cool ideas. Can an average person become 7-star at Code Chef? Will take us very significant high amount of effort. Okay, Checkpoint for theta student to crack good off-campus opportunities. This is a question that is going to take me an hour to answer. Okay, how can you actually get the opportunities? There are multiple ways that I feel people don't even know about. How can you reach a bigger companies? Sir, I'm in 7th sem and currently placements are going on. Yeah, I mean, it will take, if you take any course, it takes you like, forget about any course, guys. If you join into any particular thing, it takes you around 3-4 months to improve your DSA skills or computer programming skills, irrespective of where you join. It's impossible somebody can do it in 10 days or 30 days. It's not possible. But yeah, this is something you could consider very well. Does IIT MTech degree have value in IT field? Yes, it does have. Is this course enough for master DP? Yes, this is going to be a, you will not be able to solve hard or advanced DP problems, but it's going to be enough for most of the medium and good questions. So people feel now that if you know the basic classical problems which come up in interview, you can solve every DP problem. That's not the case. There are good ideas that you need to learn from good questions so that you can solve a wide variety of problems. Solving medium problems consistently is an art in itself as well. You don't need to solve the harder problem always. Okay, even if you solve hard problems one of times and then one of, let's say, 5-6 times, and then consistently solve medium problems every time it comes up, that's a much better build than sometime you are able to solve medium problems, sometime you are not able to solve, maybe you are practicing very hard topics. Doesn't really make sense to me, at least. Okay, how to avoid procrastination? Yeah, that's the saddest thing. If you don't do a question, that's the problem. Okay, right, I will make such as, like, I will collect all FAQ questions from you guys, all these questions, and I will make videos on them, okay, so that I don't have to repeat. Every time somebody would ask me a question, I will create a search engine, uspe aap dalo, just ask the question, and then you're gonna get the video jisme I have answered all those questions answer. Okay, that is going to be the best way to kind of do the things. Give extra questions to practice after day 6. Yes, I will do that, don't worry. How you keep yourself fit? No, guys, I'm not that fit yet, but gymming is a good idea. Advice for logic building in DSA. We'll do these things, right? Yes. So even in DP workshop, right, you will learn so many things regarding coding and some quick tricks that I use in my coding style. You will pick up a lot of things in the videos. Don't worry about that. Okay. Great. Okay, so we are almost at the 25-minute mark. We will take 5 more minutes to kind of wrap up the stream for today. I don't want to keep lengthy streams so that you guys think, okay, Vivek is just kind of here for all chatters and nothing constructive. We'll keep more and more learning over here. How to approach a problem? Talk about that in a separate video. Big question, good question. There are 5 phases to approaching any particular problem that you should train on. Okay, I will talk about that. How can I apply for AZ course? I think you can check the website, it's over there. Sir, one request apart from DP topic, please make sure, I will talk about that. The CF handle, AC Radar is one, Godspeed is another. I think during my tenure, I lost one of my accounts and then created another one, and then to some degree I used it as well, but you can see any one of them. Doesn't really matter, guys. I think most of things happens on skills. If you have skills, you will get ratings for sure. Okay, yes, it is going to be enough for 1800 to 1900 rating. Yes, it's going to be enough for that rating. Is this session enough? Yeah. Okay, so that is a good place where we can kind of stop. I'm just going to quickly skim through all the questions if there is any big question that we can take up for today, but from tomorrow onwards these questions are all fine. One very important thing that I have learned, which distinguishes between at least the 50%, is people who ask too many questions and don't take any action reach nowhere. Okay, that's a truth. So it's good to know the destination and all, but be greedy in your life when you are learning something. One step at a time. When you're learning DP, let's learn DP and then let's think about, okay, what next topic to learn. Because by that time you will have a good knowledge base in DP, right? And it's a small amount of commitment, guys. If you're sitting in for 12 days and then learning a topic like DP, it took me 2 months to kind of master it, and I had to go through so many questions without anyone to help me, anyone to resolve my question, like general question doubts and all. Nobody to help me select questions which one to practice. I used to loiter around here and there on Spoj, In SPOS you can see that there are some questions which are even wrong, like you submit code and then you realize that it's not even submitting, and then you read comments and all, and then you realize, okay, there is some mistake. On Hacker Earth, I've like literally kind of scattered here and there in my whole practice, so all those things will be saved for you guys, don't worry. Okay, so that would be all for everyone for today. Thanks for joining in, guys. I'm not going to take bigger questions for today now, but we'll talk about more and more such in the sessions at the end. Okay, maybe I will keep some 10-15 minutes at the end to just talk about random things in from the next 6 days. And anyways, I'm coming up live for the next 6 days, so you guys would be having me for answering questions for most of that. And I do answer questions in these things. Maybe even after that I will keep late night streams and we will discuss these things. Okay, yep. Do you create these questions yourself? Yes, on the Alexit platform, that those were created by me only, and the setter team as well. How do you, I mean, decided by me at least. How do you become good at CP? Okay, we'll talk about these. What is schedule for workshop? Tomorrow 10 a.m. you get the, every day 10 a.m. you get the content. Every night 11 p.m. we have the live stream. Okay, be greedy to learn DP. Yes, that's the agenda. Chalo, that will be all, everyone. Thanks for joining in today. Vivek OP in the chat, guys. So if you have not hit the like button yet, please do like it and subscribe to the channel, obviously, and press the bell icon too, because that will notify you about the videos that comes up. That is, I think, I generally don't ask, but it would be helpful if you want to kind of go through the whole content. Okay, thanks for joining in, guys. Thanks for teaching in English. Yes, this all the content that I'm gonna put up and the doubt sessions would be to the best of my knowledge in all English, except 1 or 2 terms that might slip out. If somebody is asking me a question in Hindi, then sometimes Hindi terms slip out of my tongue, but that all is going to be the minimal. I'm going to keep everything in English. Okay, thanks for joining in, guys. Good night. Resume and all separate videos, but yeah, thanks for joining in. Bye bye, good night, sleep well, and start practicing for tomorrow. Best of luck on learning TP, right? Okay, bye, good night, thanks for joining in. Bye-bye.